Good evening. Good evening. How you guys doing out there? How you guys doing? It's Mike in the Spotlight Podcast back again with your host, Mike Melton. Tonight, I got a very, very special guest in the building. My main man, Otis Livingston Jr., man. What's up? Oh, how you doing, man?
What's up, man? I'm good, man. I can't complain. Thank you for having me on tonight. I can't wait to get started, talking with you.
Yeah, man. I was telling Saeed, I had him on 2 weeks ago, man, and I was just telling him, like, it's just amazing me to see what you guys had accomplished. You such young guys, and that I feel like I'm getting old. Y'all grown men, and I'm on here interviewing y'all about y'all basketball careers, man. It's dope, though. It's all praises to the Most High that He allowed me to be around to see you guys, man, transform into grown men, man. So you know what I'm saying. We're gonna start off the show with a little sponsorship. This episode of In the Spotlight Podcast has been brought to you by A-Game Hoops. agame.com. Visit agame.com to go to the hottest tournaments in the country, man. And you could get uniforms. The winner of the tournament gets a free set of uniforms. Holla at my man Carl Hines at A-Game Hoops, man. Got the hottest product out there right now. agamehoops.com. Hit up Carl and he'll take care of your tournament needs and your uniform needs. agamehoops.com is the place to be. Yeah, oh man, what's up though? How you been, man?
I've been good, man. Just chilling. Doing some rehab for my knee. I hurt my knee at the end of last season, so I just been kind of spending the summer rehabbing my knee and getting it back right before I head over to Turkey in a couple weeks. So I'm just home.
You've been hitting some countries out there, bro. We're gonna definitely get into that later. I've been, because I always got to do research on the people I bring on before, so I can get them really know what they've been doing after they left the spotlight, and I can have the interview going. But you've been tearing it up, and it seemed like your career was getting better and better the older you got. And I'm looking at it like, yeah, I see the progression, man.
Yeah, thank you, man.
I saw the progression.
That's how my game is, just over the years, I'm getting smarter. I'm getting better. My body is just continuing to grow. I'm only 27, so like I'm going into like my physical prime and, hopefully my mental prime as well. So I think each season you want to improve and you want to, you want to improve and learn from the last season and try to see what you could do better. And I think, people who seriously, who take that part of the game seriously, improvement and looking for the wrong that they do on the court, they can make changes and get better, which I think is the best part about the game, is seeing growth.
Indeed. So let's start from the beginning, man. I wasn't growing up, man, with a nice family, man, and a dad who was like a famous sports news analyst, man. Talk about how it was growing up with your family and your father doing what he was doing, man.
It was fun, man. Like the household was fun. It was a close knit household, All of my siblings, we all like 2 years apart, so we all kind of close in age, and we have a lot of love for each other, even to this day, we're still close. We still talk. We still, in constant communication, and that love is always going to be there, and I think seeing our parents, love each other, through difficult times, good times, it gave us a sense of like security and, hope and belief, and, my father being who he is in the sports world was cool too. It was interesting because, he's just dad to us, and when we were with him, when he was out maybe doing his job, you kind of see the other version or other side of him, when he's on TV or, just being amongst professional athletes, interviewing them, talking to them, whatever the case may be. So it was definitely cool to see, and I learned a lot from seeing how he interacts with people. I took a lot from him, and I try to incorporate it into how I treat people and interact with people. So it was real fun. But on the other side of that fun, it was real competitive too. We was always competing with each other in a healthy and fun way, of course. But it was competitive, and we all play sports. So we pushed each other, to become better at our craft and what we were doing.
What was the let's get to it. What was the sport perks? Like to be able to go, like what y'all had, like passes to like the locker NBA locker rooms. Like we come on, like I know it. Like what was the sport perks of it, bro?
In the Giants locker room one time, when I remember going to a Knicks game. So, and then since that time, I didn't really go to a lot of sporting events. I was busy with my own sports and doing what I was doing.
Okay.
Like for the preseason, he does the Jets, and we're able to go to the like VIP room kinda, and also by the sidelines as well. So definitely some perks. But we're not people that kind of not abuse the perks, but I don't know. It's copacetic. You feel me? He does what
Indeed.
our own lives, but if it's something that he can make happen or we can do, then we'll gladly have a good experience. You feel me? So, but it hasn't been too often, but it's definitely been fun whenever we do it. So it's cool.
Indeed. Big O, man, thanks for reaching out to your son for me, man. I hit you up and told you to reach out for him. Always been a good guy with me, man. And so let's get into now. When and why was the first time you picked up the rock, man?
Man, the first time I picked up a basketball, I mean, probably before I could remember, but my first memory was when I was living in Plainfield. We lived in Plainfield, and for the Plainfield rec department, those were my first memories, playing with them, and then also in the driveway in the house, just dribbling the ball up and down the driveway, shooting on the hoop. My father, teaching me how to dribble, shoot, how to play the game, and then just me and my siblings. Like in the summertime, I just remember it being really hot, and that's just in the backyard, in the driveway, shooting, doing drills, and competing with each other. So those are my earliest memories, and I wanted to be like my father. He played basketball, college, and so I wanted to be just like him, and just
That's
play
dope, man.
him, and so he was my inspiration for wanting to play the game, and I just thought that the game was fun. It just felt natural. It just felt like something that I was supposed. It was something that I was just supposed to be doing. So yeah, those are probably my first earliest memories.
When did you know I got something special here?
That's a good question, and something special. I don't know. I can't really answer that because kind of like we was talking before, when you in the middle of something, you're so into it. You're not even, well, for me personally, I wasn't even thinking like that. It was just something I knew that I loved the game, and that was from an early age. I was 5, 6. I knew that I loved it. So if that could be I have something special moment, then I guess that would be it, because I knew I loved the game, and it was a feeling and a love that I couldn't really describe or put into words. It just felt so natural, to dribble a ball, just shoot a ball, and to pass a ball, and to just play the game. So I guess at that age, but ever since then, this has been a constant work. It's been a constant progression. So involved mentally into it. It was never a aha moment. I feel like that moment, I don't know if I ever feel that aha moment, maybe when I'm back, but no, it just seems like I'm always just working and trying to get better and improve on something. And it was that's just the way my career has kind of been. I know some people, that's probably might be when they hit a growth spurt or something, and they can jump higher or something, and the game kind of changes for them. But for me, it was never in that way.
Indeed. Now let's get into. I first saw you, think it was in the state tournaments when you was on King Street Kings, man. Let's talk about how did you get on that team, and what was your memories playing with them and stuff like that.
Yeah, so King Street, it was ran and coached. It was coached and ran by someone from like the South Orange area. Coach Fran, Nicholas, and I was living in South Orange at the time, and his kids was around my age. So and he started a team, King Street. And I don't know. I just started playing with them, and it was kids from that area, and then we had a good season. And it was a lot of fun because I feel like at that age the game was more innocent. It was playing. It was just fun. You playing with your friends. It's no egos. It's no caring about anything. It's just having fun. And then kind of after that year, we got players from different places, and then the program grew a whole lot. Became a different monster. After that, and it was fun. It was fun playing with King Street. That first year was fun, and then even the years after that was fun. Because it was competitive. Everybody on the team was good. So you had to, be good to play. You had to, try to stand out, and be a part of the team, but also try to, do what you need to do to get better and to stand out. But it was a good experience. It was because I think that was in my formative years. And those memories last forever. So I cherish those King Street days for sure.
Yeah, we had an issue. I had an issue. You grown now, I could talk to you about it. We had an issue with them during that time. That's why when y'all was young, y'all wasn't really at our tournaments. Like the team you was on, they came at first, and then me and Fran and them had a little issue that we worked out years later. Okay. So that's why it was like a separation where they wasn't really coming to basketball spotlight tournaments. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, but we eventually worked on it and got through the issue. Like, some things like that happen. You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with egos and everybody young at the time and all that kind of stuff. And it was just this type of independent middle school events was like I was one of the first ones that was doing this. So it was big for everybody. So it was a lot going on at the time. You know what I mean? But so that's what y'all wasn't there. But then I started to see you when you got on NJ Got Game, man.
Yeah.
How did you do the transformation over with them?
Yeah, the transformation, I mean, it was just a natural thing because I left when I was in the 7th grade, so it's at like 13U, and it was just a natural thing. I feel like, sometimes it just changes, like, people, it just evolves, you got to just make a move and you just try to, just do what's best for your game and your development, and it was just time. It was time for it, and I was with Coach Pete.
Guy right there. Good guy, man.
Yeah, Mr. Robinson. And
yes. Shout out to Gez, my boy, baby.
Yeah, for sure. So I made the move to God Game, and it was fun playing with them too. The practices was tough. Coach Pete's a tough coach. So the practices was tough, like high school level practices, So I feel like it did a good job in preparing me, for high school, for high school level. He coached, like he was coaching high school players, even though we were younger. But it was fun though. Everybody that I played with was a good person, good guy. So it was easy to play with them. And
you had like Trey Lowe and Trey Lowe was on your team, right?
Trey Lowe,
Isaiah Stills. Yeah, you played with that crew. Yeah.
I was with them. So it was fun. We would, a lot of tournaments. We never really were the favorites to win tournaments, but we played with a chip on our shoulders. We just play with an edge, and we just try to play the game in that way, and just compete no matter what, and just see what happens, but we was always going to compete and play hard. And, that's what I remember from that experience.
Yeah, playing with them now. Shout out to Pete and Giz, man. Two of my dudes, man, for real. Now, your whole experience with the basketball spotlight events, give me like some of your good memories and when you did Diary of the Baller, man. We could go with the tournaments first, then you could talk about doing the diary, man.
But yeah, the tournaments was fun, man. It was something that you look forward to, and the whole week leading up to a tournament, it felt like a big thing, at that age.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what you're getting out of a spotlight tournament. You know you know the teams, like you know everything. You know if you have a good tournament, what it could do for your profile, and you knew that if you had a name and spotlight, you know, kind of put you in the spotlight, you know, no pun intended, people will be coming for you too. You know, you had like a target. You know, if spotlight is talking about you, you know, you're doing something. So now people want to make a name for themselves. So the tournaments was real competitive, real fun. And it's just many good memories. I remember being a little bit older and going back to Neptune, you know, and just seeing the gym, the auto, you know, the four courts, and just reminiscing kind of. I was like I used to play here. These games used to be competitive. I love playing on the Celtics court. You know,
I knew you was gonna say that. That's where that heat was at. That's where that heat was at on that Celtic court.
Because you know, that's my favorite. Because when you walk in the door, that's the first court you see. Like, so you get in traffic just from people walking in, and they want to look, and you know, if the game is close, they're gonna stay. You know, so it was fun, man. It was those tournament games. It was just at that age, it was so helpful for myself and for a lot of other players' development. And we was talking earlier, New Jersey basketball is, I keep saying it's competitive, really competitive. And I think if you're from the outside, you don't really understand how it is, you know. So, but you know, if you from the inside, you know what I'm talking about. So it was battles. It was battles played at that age. And
yeah, y'all used to get it in. Y'all used to bang with Team Final. Y'all used to bang with Linden Ballers. Y'all used to bang with Faces. Y'all used to bang out.
Guarantee, like Team Final when there was Harvest Nights. You feel
me?
Like,
yeah. Yeah, it was the years, man. It was the years. It's different now, man. It's like everything is like inflated. Everything is like, it's like entertainment more now.
Exactly. But those days, I feel like that was the essence of what it was, you know, of just competition, competing. It was great, man. I'm forever thankful, you know, for that platform and for those tournaments, because it helped me develop my character, my game, my mental fortitude, you know, and it was a pleasure, man. It was a blast.
Indeed, man. What's up, Coach Phil? Coach Phil said, "What's up, man?"
What's up? What's up, Coach? Yeah, but so for the diary, yeah, Coach. Yeah, what's up, man? So for the diary, it was an honor for me, you know, because it wasn't handed out to just anybody. It was to an eighth grader that was deemed a great player, you know, for that age. So, and I knew the history because I've been reading it years prior, you know. So I knew the people who did the diary before me, and so when I was asked to do it, I felt some pressure, you know, because I knew what came with it, you know. Because like I said, it just puts like a target on your back. Like, oh, that's a diary kid. All right, let me.
Oh, I didn't even think about it from that aspect. You're right though.
Sure, yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna go at him. You know, so it was like that. So it was pressure, but it was a good pressure, because I think the earlier age you're exposed to pressure and those type of situations, and you learn how to deal with it, it's just gonna help you as you get older. So it was fun doing the diary, you know, and kind of letting people have a sneak peek, so to speak, into my life and kind of what I was doing off the court as well as on the court, you know. So it was fun, but the biggest thing that I can remember is it just being an honor. Like, wow, I'm next in line of this lineage, you know. Of
I'm gonna send you, when we get done, I'm gonna put all your joints together and send them to you.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know what I mean? So, yeah, I could do that. So then you could I'm gonna send you a link and you'll be able to go on and see all of the diaries you did. I just knew like you were a special player, but I also knew that I wanted to hear the aspect from a player that had the kind of size you had and different, that just a whole different point of view of basketball that I was like, yeah, this the kid. Like, I think the world will want to hear from him.
Yeah,
You know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think the world will want to hear from him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was great. Definitely having you there, man, and the energy, especially with your squad got game, and it was just some great moments back then, man. And it kind of towards the end of my thing doing it, it wasn't the same no more. The game changed. It wasn't like pure like it was before. You know what I mean? It just turned into a whole nother animal. You know
for
what I
sure.
mean? So then you get out of middle school and you got to make a decision, man. How did you guys end up at the Patrick School first?
Yeah, yeah. So it was when Kevin Boyle was there. We wanted to go there, and you know, it was something that we looked forward to. You know, and then Kevin Boyle went to Montverde, and then Coach Giovannis became the head coach at the Patrick School, and we still decided to go there. You know, we knew the history of the school. We knew the legacy. We knew the challenges, that would come with playing at a high level program like that. Even though the name changed and the coach left, that school and program is still at a high level just off the history and the name alone. And now when you into that situation, you just kind of want to add your piece to that legacy before you move on. So I don't know. It just kind of something that made sense. But like I said, it kind of started with Kevin Boyle, and then when he left, it was like, okay, we still gonna go to St. Pat's, and then I was at the old St. Pat's for a year, my freshman year, and then it closed and renamed as the Patrick School my sophomore year. And but it was cool though. It was a good experience. I know it wasn't exactly the same as the old St. Pat's and the Kevin Boyle era. It was still St. Pat's, and it was still that pressure, of having to play for them and to try to not let the legacy fall and not let it go down. So we always tried to keep that challenge or could just keep that level. We challenged ourselves to keep that level high. And it was competitive, man. It was those practices and games. It was great. It was a lot of focus. So yeah, it helped build my character, and it's just another step in my journey. And yeah, it was helpful for me in my development, I would say, and I learned a lot about myself. First and foremost, and yeah, that's all I can really say about it.
When you had to face that adversity of not being on the court, like as soon as you got there, you know what I'm saying, and dealing with fighting for like varsity minutes and stuff like that, like what was going through your mind, and how did you stand, like how did you get through it?
Yeah, I mean, freshman year was tough. I mean, I didn't play varsity at all my freshman year, so it was okay. I didn't see myself like before, like going in. I wasn't envisioning myself starting as a freshman or anything like that. So it was just a learning practice, a learning process. I practiced with the varsity. I played JV. So it was okay. And then my sophomore year, you kind of thinking like, all right, like I just spent the year. Now it's the next year, and that was kind of time for me to, step into place. You feel me? And I feel like that year was really more the adversity year, more than my freshman year. But but I dealt with it just trying to stay focused, and just try to learn as much as I can from coach. What he take what he's saying and try to do it in the game and in the practices. And it was tough because you want to play, you want to have a certain role, you want to do these type of things, and when it's not working out like that, it can be frustrating, it can be tough. So it was, I don't know. Through that year, I learned just how to, I don't know, just stay focused and just try to do your job as best as you can, control what you can control, and then anything after that is the coach's decision. Is all of these other things, But if you control what you can control, which is your energy, attitude, effort, those type of things, and you try to do what the coach is saying, but it's still, playing some games, not playing, starting some games, not starting, that type of stuff. Then it's like, all right, then it's time to, if it's not a fair shake, if it's not a fair shot to you, then despite you doing the right things and being a good person and all that, and a good player too, then sometimes it's just best to leave and to
part ways. Indeed. Speaking of that, then you transferring to Linden. How did that come into play, and what was the mindset, and how was Linden the spot that y'all eventually picked?
I don't know. Linden was just a school, and Coach Colicchio was a coach that I could resonate with, because I played against them, at St. Pat's, same conference, same county. So the players, and I've been competing with the players from Linden when I was young, from the Ballers, so
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So I knew them, and leaving St. Pat's and going there, it was like a breath of fresh air. I felt like reinvigorated. My love for the game was reignited. And so I'm thankful to Linden High School, Linden the city, Coach Colicchio for embracing me, putting their arms around me and my family, and giving me a real chance, to prove myself and to play the game how I play the game, and to be appreciated, So it was those 2 years there was great for me, in my career.
Yeah, indeed. And
in my life.
When you got there, was it any adjustment when you got there, or did you feel at home right away?
Yeah, it was a little bit of adjustment because you're going from one program to another, one coach to another coach. So it's going to be some changes, some thinking mindsets that you have to kind of get out of when you go into a new situation. You don't want to bring the old thinking, the old ways of doing things into a new situation, right? So I kind of had to get used to playing for Colicchio, because Colicchio and Chavannes, they coach differently. You feel me? They're both passionate about the game, but kind of how they go about things are different. I had to get adjusted, and Colicchio was a little bit more freedom in a way for me. Still strict and still demanding. But I could make mistakes. I could kind of play through mistakes in a way where I couldn't really do that at St. Pat. So I kind of still be more free and more open, while playing at Linden. And that kind of took a little bit of adjustment. Kalik would just tell me like, yo, like, relax, like, just play your game. Like, you're going to play. I'm going to let you play through mistakes. I'm going to still be on you. I'm going to still demand the highest from you. But, it's a new situation, a new school, a new team. Just play your game and relax. So that was probably the biggest thing. I was so uptight and so stressed.
I bet. So let's take a look at your junior year, man. Average 11 points, 5 assists per game. Recorded a season best 28, 12 rebounds while helping your team win the state title. Second team All-State, second team All-County, honorable mention Metro. That junior year, what was you like? You just came in with the mindset of wanting to be the quarterback?
That was how I played the game at that time in my life. Solid point guard. I didn't really discover scoring until the next season, which you're probably gonna get into. But yeah, that season it was because I was the same team. I think they won Group 4 the year before, or they lost. Yeah. So they went far in the state tournament the year before I got there. So they already had a good team that gelled, and I came like right before the season, but like around October-ish. So we were still in fall ball, So that year it was an adjustment, and it was like I said, like they had their team from the previous year. They was all connected, close. So I kind of came in and just tried to play my role, play the game how I knew how to play it, which was at that time passing, getting my teammates involved, running the show, trying to control the game. But yeah, so that was really, my mindset. It took a little bit of an adjustment, but my senior year was a lot different. than my junior year.
Indeed. But something happened in your junior year, man. You got that state title, man. Like, how you like now this is like you go from not getting what you feel like you deserve when you was at the Patrick School your sophomore year. And what's your thoughts in your mind as you on the floor in the state championship game your junior year? Like,
we was at Rutgers at the Rag, and I remember like the court seemed so big, extra bright, and everything was just different. Like how the ball went through the net was different. It was like the air, like the stands were so high up, you know, on the sides and behind the backboard, and it was that was a great feeling playing on that court, and then winning something. It felt amazing, man. Just to because we played Trenton in the state.
I know my alma mater, man, my hometown, yeah.
And it was tough. It was a tough team. Worthy was their point guard. Worthy was their point guard. They had some good players on that team. That was tough. I remember watching film and coach telling us, because when you in North Jersey, you don't really see a whole lot of the South Jersey or Central Jersey. You don't see them, you know. So we're watching film and we're seeing how they play, and we're like, all right, it's gonna be a tough game, you know. And so to accomplish that task against a team like that, you know, they were well coached too. So it was a tough game, and to win that game and to hold that trophy and to celebrate teammates and just to see everybody smiling and everybody, you know, because Khalid, he'd been winning, you know, so he that wasn't new to him, you know. But for us, for the players to go through that and to enjoy that and I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't special for Khalid, but I'm just saying for the players, it was our first, you know, time winning like that, high school, you know, state championship. So Group 4, you know, it was a lovely feeling. And then going back to the high school.
That's Linden, what I was gonna ask, because Linden people are passionate.
Nah, for sure. Back to the high school, cut the nets down.
Oh, that's dope, man.
The net, it was just everything about that day, you know, going to the arena, going to Rutgers, and in the locker room, you know, during the game, it was man, it was special, man. A special time, a time that I'll never forget, and I'll always cherish it, you know, because it doesn't happen every year. Every season, you don't end up with a championship, you know. And we won Group 4. We put our little stamp on the history at Linden, you know. And so it was special, man. Shout out to that team, you know.
That had to feel special, man. Though, from like going from one extreme to the whole other extreme that next year, and then looking at your parents and your family and just knowing that y'all made the right decision and how everything worked out, man.
Yeah, it was definitely, it felt like a payoff, you know, because I mean we transferred within the conference, within the county. Like it wasn't like I transferred and I never would play against St. Pat's again. Like we played against each other that next season.
How was it when you locked horns with them?
It was fun, man. It was it was fun. It was that when you're a competitor and you're an athlete, those type of environments, those type of situations brings out something in you. You know, it's like an out of body experience almost. Your adrenaline is so high, and everything is just at a different level. And it was fun playing against them. It was you live for those moments as an athlete. You know, you live for those, and you want to just make sure that you help your team come out on top, and you don't want to do anything to damage the team. You don't want to be so hyped up and so.
I know.
Messing the game up, and messing your team up. So I don't know how to control the emotions, and it was always fun playing against them. Always fun.
The final question about that year: how did it feel to add your name in that list of like Linden guards that led their team to a state title, man?
It felt good, because they have my utmost respect.
Mm.
Every guard that came before me has my utmost respect. And kind of when people ask me about how I feel about where I rank, amongst those guys, I always give them the top spots easily, and I watched their highlights. I watched how they did things. I watched their college careers, and just, it's like I said, they have my utmost respect. And just to be even in a conversation, with Adez Wade, Daryl Lampley, LJ McGee, Tone Wilson, a bunch of other, other great guards, that played at Linden, it was just to even be mentioned with them, that's good enough for me. I don't need to be 1, 2, 3. I don't care.
I saved you. I ain't throw that thing on there for you. I ain't ask you where you was ranked at. I ain't do that to you. Now then, you just went crazy. You stepped up that senior year, man. 17 points a game, 7 assists, 3 steals. The Dan Finn Classic MVP. Y'all won the county that senior year, right?
Hey.
County champs, first team All State, News Tribune, Player of the Year. Like, you just did you just come in training camp focus? Like take me to the senior year, man. What happened, man?
Yeah, it was all right. So senior year, it's your last year. You feel me? It's when I go home, like there's no more next year, next season. We could do this. It's that's it. So I came in focused. My team came in focused, and we're gonna probably get into this, but I wasn't really recruited going into my senior year. After what you say, so Coach Khalid.
Well, he said you hit that shot against Trenton going into halftime.
Yeah, for sure. But shout out Khalid, man. But yeah, so I wasn't recruited, so that put a chip on my shoulder too, So it was like, all right, this season I have to play well, but not only play well, my team has to do well. And as a point guard, that's the perfect recipe. If you can play well and your team is winning, like, things are gonna go up for you. So I knew those two things had to take place. And so we was all focused though, all of the seniors, we were focused, and we were really ready to continue to make our mark. And then for me specifically, my senior year, it didn't really start off like hot. It took a couple games, to kind of establish.
I know one thing though. One thing, you was cooking at that Dan Finn Classic. I know that.
I guess a little hot, yeah, because Chris Atkinson was their point guard. He was.
I remember him. Y'all used to bang out with Scan. Yep.
Yeah. So seeing him, I wanted to compete with him. I always love to compete with him. He's a great player, great point guard. So I love competing with him, and it was a challenge. So I just had to step up to the challenge, and we won that game, and But yeah, that season, it didn't start off as hot, but then once things started to pick up, kind of got my rhythm a little bit, and then scoring wise, I started to be better, and but yeah, and then that was my role, for that season, was to kind of score, and I had my backcourt mate, one of my favorite teammates of all time, Juwan Dobryce. He was more the quarterback. He was coming off
for the Linden Ballers.
Yeah, he was coming off of state football, So yeah, so shout out to Dobryce. That's one of my favorite teammates, and so we was in the backcourt. So he was the quarterback, kind of, and I was more of the scorer that season, But yeah,
now let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at some of that, man.
All right, for sure. Yeah.
Dang. Getting busy in that cold gym.
Yeah.
Got him.
Otis Livingston.
Come on, man, Atkins at. Wait, I get Chris on here. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this.
Otis Livingston. Otis Livingston.
Good move. Yeah. Give me that. Look at Owen the block. Oh, man. Look at Owen the block.
Otis Livingston. Three-point basket, Otis. Three-point basket for Otis Livingston.
Beautiful dime, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful dime. Now, do you think that gave you more scoring confidence before you went to college?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, guaranteed. You know, because the college coach that recruited me, Coach Fisher at George Mason, he was the assistant coach to Coach Paulson. You know, he saw tapes from my senior season. You know, he didn't see the freshman, sophomore, junior season. So what he saw my senior year, that's what he expected me to bring to them. So I wasn't gonna go back to the passing and the pass only point guard, because I think at that time too the position was starting to change. Like point score now, you have to score as a point guard. So I saw the trend going in that direction, and then they helped cultivate that at Mason too, and put more tools in the toolbox for me. And but yeah, definitely that senior year at Linden definitely gave me the confidence of scoring in college. And shout out to my teammates and Coach Calicchio. They embraced that part of my game, and they kind of let me flourish in that role. And everybody had a part to play on that team, and that was my role. That was my part to play that year. And it was a special season. We won a lot of games. Unfortunately, we lost to Patterson Eastside in the game to go to the RAC, to go to the state championship. We lost, but they were a good team. They were hungry that year, and so shout out to them too. But yeah, that was a season that I always remember, always cherish.
All right, to sum it up, man, your experience at Linden High School and playing for Coach Kalick, man, sum up everything. Like, how was all of that, man?
Yeah, Kalick is a legend, and playing for him really got me ready for college. He's demanding of his guards, or all of his players, but especially his guards, because they have the ball, and so he's really demanding on his guards. And he helped me a lot. He helped my game a lot. He helped my confidence a lot. And I think what I like about him, what I love about him is, even though he was demanding and he was tough, I always know it came from a good place in his heart. Never malicious. It was never like some backdoor things going on behind the scenes. It was always upfront, told you how it is, so you knew what to expect. You knew everything. And so I'm thankful for him and for being that way, for always being honest and upfront about my game, what I needed to work on, what I needed to improve on. And he held me to a high standard. And I think as a player, you want that, because if a coach isn't thinking about you that much or holding you to a high standard, I mean, he doesn't really, you're not high on his list. So it was a privilege, for me to be high on his list and someone that he, can hold to that standard and expect. But like I said, he expects a lot out of everybody from the first man to the 15th. If you're on a team, he expects a lot out of you and for you to play your role and for you to play at a high level, and like I said, he's demanding, and he got me ready for college. And I love playing for him, and I'm thankful for him for giving me the chance after St. Pat's, going to him, and he helped my career. And just, him as a person, we still close. We still communicate. We still talk. I still follow his teams, even though he went to Elizabeth, I still follow him, and I wish nothing but the best for him, his success, so I love Khalid, I love him, and thankful for him, and
Indeed.
I'm not just saying that because but
let's switch over a little bit to the AAU side, man.
Right.
This portion of the in the Spotlight podcast is brought to you by the Fight Against Fentanyl Classic. October 20th, Basketball Spotlight will have a second annual Fight Against Fentanyl Classic. It's going to be the top high school players in Mercer County against the top high school players in South Jersey. But last year we raised over $3,000 for the New Hope adolescent unit for the kids there to get them some extra resources and some exposure. So hopefully this thing called fentanyl want to keep attacking these kids and ending lives, man. So I'm gonna have the page to donate. You could donate for the event. It's on October 20th, and you could come out and support the event. October 20th, the Fight Against Fentanyl, man. Next up, you played with Sports U. How was that experience, man?
It was good because I started playing with them like 15U, so like 9th grade year, and I think at that time we made the move because for recruiting, playing on the team that was and I was going to these sponsored events, Under Armour, so going to these tournaments, it just put you in front of the coaches, college coaches. So that's really what that move was about, and it was great, man. Traveling all over the country, and playing with different kids, from New York and New Jersey. It was it was a fun time. It was great, It was fun, like getting the shoes and the gear and everything, and playing in these tournaments and traveling, and because Sports U has a great history too. So I've been fortunate, in my life, in New Jersey basketball to play for teams and schools that have great history, So and just whenever I play for a team like that or a school like that, I always try to make my mark a little bit how the people before me did. So and just make it better for the people that's coming after me. The younger players that are coming. Hopefully they have better things and more exposure to things because of the work that my team did. Just how we, reap the benefits of the team before us. So it's just a process like that. And playing with Sports U, Ed Bright, it was fun. He wasn't the coach, but I'm saying he was like the head of the program, one of the heads of the program. So.
Did Brian Coleman ever coach you?
Yeah, he coached me like my 17U season. Well, 17 and a little bit so my 17U year. Before that, I played with Kaz Wade, Des Wade's father. With Sports U, I had a couple of different coaches throughout
Brian passed away. That was one of my close friends, man. How was it playing for him, and how was your relationship with him?
Yeah, I mean, it was all right. Like, rest in peace, first and foremost, to him, and condolences to his family. Playing for him, I would say he's demanding too of his guards. He's a guard. He was a guard when he played. He's a guards coach. So it was demanding, and it wasn't the best of times. Because I ended up leaving the team. So me and his relationship wasn't really good while I was playing for him, but after for him, and as I got older and I went to college and I would come back to Jersey and I would see him, our relationship was a lot different, and we would talk about things, and it was a lot better since playing for him, and just seeing that side of him, was good to see. And unfortunately he was like sick at the time, he had So it was rough, to see him, like that. But our conversations and just what we talked about, because he was at Roselle Catholic. He was coaching at Roselle Catholic. And I would come to Roselle Catholic to work out. So he would be there and we would talk, chop it up, and it was love, it was all love, So but I'm glad that our relationship turned into that, instead of my last year when I played for him and it didn't really work out.
Yeah, sometimes things evolve. Then you leave and then you go over to We Are One, man. Check out Hunter, man. Rest in peace, Hunter, man. How was this squad and how special? Y'all had a squad right here, bro.
We did have a squad, man, for sure. We every player, almost every player had a good, had good looks to go to college, and played at a high college, Tyler Cole is in there. I want to say rest in peace to Tyler Cole and Coach Hunter. But yeah, that squad was special, man. We didn't have too many players though. Hold up. Yeah, we only played like 7 players, but I don't know. We gelled together. They was nice before I came on the scene. Like, they was good before, and then
how did you link up with them?
Yeah, so they had a couple of injuries because Tracy Carter was with them, but he hurt his knee. Marcus Floyd was with him too.
Wow. I remember both of them
as well. So they both had knee injuries and they were out, unfortunately. So and then I was trying to leave Sports U at the time, so it was like a kind of the timing was good. Unfortunately, like the players were hurt, and that's why I was able to kind of go over there. But so that's how I linked up with them. Yeah.
The Most High been blessing your timing all the way through, bro.
Yeah. For sure, I'm thankful for my journey, man. I'm thankful for the little breaks that I got here and there, But yeah, playing with them was fun, man. It was just a different style. A lot of kids from like Philadelphia, Delaware area, so I was playing a lot of kids from like North Jersey, New York. So it was like a different style of basketball, a little bit. So it was cool to play with them. Derrick Jones, Malik Ellison, Tim Delaney, James Wright.
We got to take a look at it.
Yeah, Big Ernest.
Take a look at it.
That was in Atlanta. We won the chip.
Whoa! Good pass. You was having some fun out there, huh? Woo! One of that point. Whoa! That looked like that was some odds. I got some of that work right there.
Yeah. We beat Sports U. Sports U in the finals to Under Armour after I left them in Atlanta. Yeah. So it was.
Ooh, you're not the guy that people need to let leave. I see.
Yeah. Like that, how we met up in the championship, but it was that was a fun team to play with, man. You saw like the highlights, like that's how every game was like that. It was high flying, like a bunch of athletes, you know, and just high flying. Just it was fun. It was just a fun way to play the game, and it was easy to play with them. You know, when you're playing with talent, it's just you just let the talent take over, and you just play free, hoop. It was so much fun playing with We Are One.
Indeed. Like Terrell and Matt, man, I definitely know those guys, man. They run a good program. They still winning out there right now too, man.
Yeah.
Still winning. Now let's talk about how did you get to George Mason, man?
Yeah. So I mean, after my senior year, I was thinking about going prep in Massachusetts, Worcester Academy, and but then the assistant coach from George Mason, Coach Fisher, called me, and he was like, yeah, because they came from Bucknell University, and it was going to be their first year at George Mason, and it was like, yeah, like we want to get you on campus, we like what we see, on the film, and we want to recruit you and all that. And I mean, once I heard Atlantic 10, and I heard that it was his first year too, it was easy. I was like, yeah, I'm going there. I mean, I went on the visit, of course. I saw the campus, I saw the gym, I saw the seats in the arena, and I was like, yeah, easy decision. Probably on the way home, I told my parents I was going there, But and it was like 3.5 hours away, Fairfax, Virginia. So I was, far enough away from home to where I felt like I was
away from home,
gonna get the college experience, but also close to the games. And if they ever just want to visit or something, they can come up, And so it was perfect. It was a perfect situation for me, And I'm thankful for George Mason for thinking enough of me to offer me a scholarship.
Yeah, I read the article, man. He needed you. Stuff was going crazy for the coach. I did my research on that. I read the article and everything. It was in the New York Times or the Washington Times, one of them big newspapers, Washington Post or something like that. And I read the article about when you went there and stuff, and the assistant coach sent them the film, told them about you and this and that. I try to do my research, little bro. Yeah, I read that joint, man. You helped him, man. You came straight in and went at it, man. Frost year, all A10 all rookie team, led the team in scoring, assists, and steals as a freshman, man. 3 times A10 rookie of the week, man. What was the adjustments once you got to school, man, and things of that nature, like on the court and off the court?
Yeah, I think off the court, just being on your own, making your own decisions, and time management. You don't have your parents, kind of telling you when to do things, how to do things. You're just on your own. So, which was fun getting that freedom, But that was something that I had to get used to, living on my own. And then probably from a basketball perspective, just the physicality of the game. And the speed of the game, because that was my first time with a shot clock. Jersey doesn't use a shot clock in high school. So when I got to college, those practices in the summertime, I had a couple shot clock violations. You feel me? Just because I wasn't used to looking up at the clock and making sure that we had to get a shot up, before the shot clock went off. So speed of the game and the physicality, on the court, that was really the biggest adjustment. Like everything other than that was, just basketball, just hooping. You just play the game, and you're gonna learn on the fly. And my freshman year, I played a lot. I played a lot, so I learned a lot on the fly, and I was able to get a lot of experience and exposure that first year. Was not a lot of freshmen, have that privilege, But I tried to come in that summer and establish myself, as a serious basketball player, someone that loves the game, and I had to work for everything that I got, for everything that I earned. Like nothing was given to me. The coach didn't give me anything. I competed, and I proved myself in the summer sessions. So when we came back on campus, for the fall, I just tried to keep it going, keep the momentum going, and that's what happened.
Yeah, like Saeed was talking to me. He said one of his things was the toll it took on his body when he first started playing a college game. Did you have that kind of thing too? Like that next day, he said, Mike, the next day it was like I couldn't move, and the coach was like, we had a game like the day after that. Like I didn't even know how I was gonna be able to make the next game.
Nah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, it was some of that too. You know, because like I said, like the physicality, and more so like I was more like mentally tired. You know, things that I had to think about in a college game. It was a lot different in high school. You know, you're responsible for a lot more, and the seriousness of the game is just up another level. So every possession matters more, and you know, it's just the stakes are higher and the competition is higher. Like everything is higher at that level. So mentally, as a point guard and as a freshman, you have to think the game at a totally different in a totally different way and at a higher level. So mentally, I was more tired. Physically, I was okay. You know, we had like treatment programs and access to like the whirlpool. We had a great conditioning coach, so you know our bodies were able to kind of withstand the toll of a season. You know, of course, you want to have your you know, aches and pains, you know, nicks and bruises. But mentally, I was more fatigued. Mentally, you know, that year, thinking the game.
Okay. Sophomore year rolls around, averaging 15 points per game, 3 assists. Hit up St. Louis for 29 points, man. What did your confidence go to another level when you went into that sophomore year?
I would say so. Yeah. You know, you just have a year under your belt. You know, you have a year under your belt. You come back on campus, you kind of know everything now. You know where every building is. You know how much time it takes to get from the dorm to here. Everything is just more like clockwork. You know everything. You know how to time better. You know how to eat better, how to sleep better. You just know what to expect. So I think with experience comes confidence. You know, so that definitely helped me in my sophomore year. You know, and just getting ready for that season, and you know, just that team. You know, we did graduate some seniors, but like the majority of the team was still together my sophomore year. So we had confidence too, and I think we won 20 games that year. We won 20 games that year, which was good. You know, because the first year we won only 9. We won 20 games, so we did some more winning, which is always fun. You know, when you win, so it was good.
Indeed. Let's get to that junior campaign. Went up again at 17.3, second team All A10. Led the team in 3-point percentage, field goal percentage, and minutes played. That was your year, huh?
Yeah, I had a good year that year. You know, it was more so it was my team. Like it was no seniors, I don't think. Yeah, the seniors when I was a sophomore, they graduated. Yeah, so we were the upperclassmen on that team, and you know, so me and the other juniors that were with me, we just kind of took on the role of being the leaders, you know, and my scoring went up, and that was, you know, my role for that season, and it just worked out like that, you know. Thankfully, the ball was able to go in the hole for me, you know, at a higher percentage, and I worked a lot that year, and I'm thankful it went that way that season, and it was fun, you know. Yeah, it was a special year, special season for me. It was fun for sure, and
Well, let's take a look at it, man.
Yeah, we could take a look.
Look at some of that. Take a look at some of that.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get it right. Take a look at some of the junior season highlights, man. See what you was working with up there. The Fox Sports Net.
Yeah.
Oh, give me that. I like that arena, man. Yeah. Like you to get loud in there.
First time I saw it,
I went to a college graduation in there. But I looked at it and I said, yeah, this looked like people get busy in here. Like this thing could get loud.
Yeah. They got
Hold up.
band.
Hold on. Yeah, what you were saying?
Now I was saying because the band that plays in the gym is like a world famous band. It's called the Green Machine, and they get it turned in there. Yeah, it's fun. Doc Nix, yep. Shout out to Doc Nix. He's the leader of the band. Yeah. And a lot of
how did you feel like seeing your game just go to this level, and then thinking back to like when you was playing for like NJ Got Game in King Street, and then seeing yourself in the college going down the lane playing against dudes like 7 foot, 6'10", 6'9", and still been able to get that off? Did you envision all of that when you was young?
Yeah, I knew it was something that I could do. You know, I've never been a player or a person to look too far ahead. I was more worried and focused about the next tournament, you know, and just trying to figure that out and how I was going to play in that tournament. I wasn't thinking 8, 5, 10 years down the line. I was like, all right, how am I going to play well this weekend, you know? So
I love it. Indeed. Yeah, you was getting busy. You was definitely getting busy that junior year.
Goes on, you grow into that naturally. You feel me? So, but yeah, that junior year was fun though. Good season for me, you know. And
was that the year you hit the buzzer beater or the other year? Senior year.
I mean, I did hit a buzzer beater my senior year, but I think against UMass, I had a buzzer beater that was on ESPN. Was it you? No, we played St. Joe's, and I had a buzzer beater against them. I think that made ESPN like top 4 or something. It was 4, I think, out of the top 10. But yeah, a couple of buzzer beaters that season though. You know, my teammate Ian, he had a couple buzzer beaters too. He had one against BCU, which was like a rivalry game for us. So yeah, good season, man. Fun season for sure.
Yeah, let's get into that senior year, man.
Yeah.
Senior year, 13 points a game winning shot against Fordham, hit up Navy for 30 buckets, man. What was your mindset going into your last year?
I don't know. My last season, I was dealing with some stuff off of the court that I let mentally affect me. You feel me? And my mind, it wasn't as strong as I would have liked it to be that season. And so my performance, I think, suffered because of that. You know, my mind wasn't in the proper headspace, you know, to compete and to be at the level that I knew I could be at. So I think played a part in it. You know, and basketball is like that too. You know, sometimes you can put all the work in, but it's just, I don't know. It's just the ball not going in for you. You know, it's just how it is. The ball is funny like that sometimes, and it was a frustrating season. You know, especially coming off of my junior season, and the success that I had personally. You know, and as a team, we won too, but I really wanted to make the tournament my senior year, and you know, to play well my senior year and to leave Mason, you know, on a high note. You know, my career in totality was good, and I think I'm remembered in a positive light by the George Mason fans and people that worked there and that came across me and interacted with me.
Yeah, that's what I was about to get into next. Skip my Jane, your George Mason career.
Yeah,
and you said start that over again. What you just said about that?
Yeah, I was saying, like, I mean, I think I'm remembered in a high way, you know, by the fans and just the people, the faculty, you know, the people that interacted with me, that came across me, had conversations with me. You know, I think that's what I'm most proud of. You know, like the points, the numbers, the stats. It's all good. It's all good. But I think what people are going to remember really 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now is our interactions, how we talked, how we what type of person was I, and I was always genuine. I never acted. Whatever they saw is who I really was, which is like outgoing, polite, manners, and, someone that can have a conversation with people from different walks of life, different ages, so it was, off the court, it was a great time for me. And I just hope that I know that they view me highly and have positive memories of me, and I think that's the thing that I'm most proud of, more than the points. It's just everything is that.
Now, every player when they start playing when they're young, they have dreams and aspirations of one day playing in the NBA. That didn't come to fruition for you. So after your senior year, and when you saw that wasn't a reality, did it? How did you feel about that?
Yeah, I think I'm a little different in that regard. I never really dreamed about playing in the NBA. I dreamed really because when I first started playing, like I said earlier, I wanted to be like my father, and I knew he played college professionally. He played college basketball, so that was always in my mind. Like, I want to play college basketball. I watched college more than I watched NBA. Like, I only really watched NBA when the playoffs would come around.
You like me? That's how I used to be. That's exactly how I used to be.
When the playoffs come, I watch. But like college, I could watch the first game of the season. I could watch. Basketball to me growing up was that. It was that for me, and so that was really my goal. So once I made it to college, it was like that was my dream. I was like,
wow.
And then of course, you know that college is going to end, and it's NBA and it's overseas. And I feel like I'm pretty realistic with myself. I knew NBA was going to be hard to get into, so I knew overseas was more likely. So I kind of just had my mind going in that direction anyway. So when I didn't go to the NBA, it didn't discourage me or it didn't make me feel bad. Anyway, I just wanted to get my overseas career started and make my path, make my lane over there. And
yes, you did. Started off in Denmark, then you went to Serbia. Then you've been in Germany the last 3-4 years. Like, how was it like going over there and like, what's the experience like, man?
Experience is a great experience. I think anybody that has a chance to play overseas should do it. You're exposed to things that you've never really seen before in life, different languages. The sign that you read is in a different language. Everything is just different, so it's a cool experience, a dope experience, and it was an adjustment, just like from high school to college to the pros is an adjustment. You're really on your own across the world. Time difference. You're not really talking to people. It's like, depending on where you at, it could be 8-hour time difference, 6, 10, whatever. So so the time difference. So you're not really talking to nobody from back home till around 3 o'clock, 4 p.m. when it's like 9, 10 over here. So, so for that first half of the day, you just kind of figuring it out. And then, as the day goes on, you can kind of start hitting people up back home and talking and stuff like that. But it was an adjustment, man. It's a shorter shot clock too, less time than college. So the game is faster, more possessions. And it's a different style of basketball. America has a specific kind of style. And Europe has a specific kind of style, so you're going to have to get adjusted. My first season in Denmark was really my adjustment season, I would say, kind of figuring out how to be. And I kind of reverted back to the pass only, kind of not pass only, but more pass dominant than scoring. And I feel like that kind of hurt me. And so when I got my next opportunity, I just hit the gate scoring. I was like, this is my lane. This is what I have to be as a small guard. I have to be able to score. And if not, I have to average like 10 assists, either or. So I was like, all right, 10 assists is going to be hard. I kind of have more control over the scoring, so to speak, because assists, you really have to count on your teammates to finish the bucket to get that assist. So scoring is, more you. So I was like, I know I have to be more scoring minded to add value to myself. So that next season, I just hit the ground running, scoring, and since then, that's kind of been my focus and my mindset.
How long did it take you to get adapted to the different cultures in terms of the food and socializing and safe going around? Do they drive on the same side of the road, like all that kind of stuff?
Nah, for sure. I get what you're saying. I think they they drive on the same side of the road. The countries I've been in, I think England is the country that drives on the road. I haven't played in England, but the rest of the countries is normal. But I think each country is a little different in how you can kind of get adjusted. I think the countries in Western Europe that are more similar to America, it's more easier to kind of get adjusted, you know. But the country Eastern Europe, the culture is drastically different. The food is drastically different. So it might take a little longer for someone. But I mean, this is gonna be my fifth year pro. Yeah, 5th year. It's gonna be my 5th year or 6th. I don't know. But I'm not new to the game, is what I'm saying. So I think when I go to Turkey in a couple weeks, it won't take as long as maybe a rookie who's going to Turkey for the first round. I know how to get adjusted. I know how to immerse myself. I know how to what to expect from going to a different place. So, but of course, it's gonna be a little adjustment, maybe a week or 2. But you know, it should be copacetic, and I'm looking forward to it.
Did you deal with any hostile treatment or money issues in terms of being paid by any of the teams? Because I heard some of those stories before.
It happens, you know. I heard. Fortunately for me, it hasn't really happened.
Okay.
So thankfully, you know, my money situation has always been good. But I've heard the horror stories of not getting paid for months and months. So that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, but it's a reality of the overseas landscape. I think it's getting better with time, but it still does happen. As far as hostile situations, not really like any like racist things. No, I haven't experienced it. So thankfully, you know, not yet. You know, hopefully not in the future either. But you know, but that's a reality of the world though that we live in. You're gonna maybe come across some situations to where it can get hostile or not a situation that one would like to be in. You know, but you know, it's life, it's the world, and we just try to make it different, try to make it change in a positive way. So
this past season, you got MVP, man. Let's check out some of that work, man. Check out some of that MVP work, man. Check out some of that MVP work right there. Woohoo! Your joint getting smoother, I see too.
Over the years, you could, a little bit. I don't know. Like I said, I try to improve. You know, kind of.
And that court look wider. The court that's right there, it look wider and it look clean. Like I could tell, that's like a higher level, right?
It look like the rack, right?
yeah, it's wide and it's clean. That's a higher level than what you was playing at before.
Yeah. So Germany was this past year. Germany, this was the highest level I've been in so far in my career. Yeah.
You was cooking down there. Body got your body together. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you been eating different, lifting and doing that kind of stuff. I could see that, man.
Yeah, for sure. We had a great strength coach from Montenegro. You know, so he was with us all season, and you know, my body was expanding a lot this season, and I got stronger. I feel like. So, shout out to Paco.
So my question is, you get MVP for this team, you going somewhere to another higher level, or you just felt like it was time to leave that team?
Yeah, I think it's a little higher level. Turkey, and you know, the team that I'm going to is a little higher. But it was just time, you know, it's just natural, you know, both sides kind of knew the situation and, you know, what was happening. So I have nothing but love for Wurzburg, you know, and, you know, they have nothing but love for me. It was mutually beneficial, you know, both sides benefited, you know, from the season, from the experience. So I love Wurzburg, you know, I always appreciate them for giving me that platform to, you know, just play my game, my teammates, my coaches, everybody.
I can't wait to check out some of your highlights on it, because you definitely be having a lot of highlights, and it wasn't hard to find. Sometimes I be looking for pictures and stuff for different players' videos. You got a lot of stuff out there, so I was seeing. I was like, oh, this was kind of easy. I could get some stuff done with this one, man. But college changed since you left college, man, and you know went into your professional career, what do you think about the NIL, man?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. I'm all for people getting what they deserve. You know, people, if players are contributing to a certain type of revenue and a certain type of influx of money to an institution, like it's in their right to want to have a piece of that. You know, different from when I was there. You know, but I think it's good though. I think it just as long as everything stays legal, nothing illegal. You know, the table things happen. Everything is legal. Everything is documented. Where the money is coming from, then it's cool. Get as much money as you can. You know, athletes put their body on the line. They put their time on the line. They put a lot of sacrifices from a young age, years and years and years of work to get to this point. And if you contributing and you can make money off of your hard work and effort, by all means. I'm not someone that's angry or bitter, you know, because it wasn't there when I was there. You know, like I said, that's how life is. You want the next generation to have more than what you had, you know, and because you had more than what the previous generation had. So it's
all facts.
It's a natural process in life. So I'm all for the NIL. You know, athletes should get what they deserve, man. You know, if they're worth that, if they can prove, you know, that hey, this is my value and this is what I'm able, this is how I'm helping y'all, then they deserve to get, you know, as much money as they can. I know they're not getting paid by the school, but as much money as they can get from sponsorships and other type of things, and I'm all for it. But it is different though. It is different.
Definitely. Another thing that was different also was the transfer portal.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really been following. Like, what are the new rules for the transfer portal? Like,
I think like you could go in once your season over or during your season. Like I guess you just go in. Like, or I think sometimes too coaches be kind of hitting the players like, yo, I think you need to go in there. You ain't gonna really be getting no burn next year like that, or you get what I'm saying? And it's turning now, but it's turning now to where it's like they're not even really wanting to recruit high school kids unless you like a 3, 4, 5-star because they'd rather take somebody out of the portal, man.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough, like you said, for the players that aren't ranked, you know, the 3, 4, 5 stars. Yeah, that's tough. I think it's it sounds like it's a little more lenient than when I was in there. The transfer was, I wouldn't say you were penalized for transferring, but it was just you got to sit that year. You know, you got to.
But the scary part about this is kids are getting stuck in there.
They getting stuck in the portal? That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, because people not pulling like so you go in, but if another school don't take you out, that's it.
Oh, yeah. Nah, facts. Yeah, so you kind of rolling the dice a little bit. You gotta.
Yeah, so it'd be like hundreds of kids that's just stuck.
Sheesh. And they can't go back to the school, right? They just left. They can't.
No, the school probably ain't gonna want them back once you went in there and said you was out.
It's over. Yeah, nah. I mean, you kind of have to have a good idea of where you're going before you even do. Yeah. You can't just go in there blindly because, like, if it's 100 people and you're not really the top of that, then it's gonna be tough for you. So, yeah, that's crazy. I mean, yeah, different landscape for sure.
Yeah. Like so, it's just a whole lot of moving around. Like I was talking to Horace Jenkins when he was on, and we was talking about now. You don't even know who's gonna be on a college team next year. It's hard to root for a team because you really never get to know who the players are no more.
People just going, they in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, that's next up. Next up. The toughest opponents you ever faced.
I ran into like teams or players. Like
player.
It was a player in my freshman year. We played UVA. His name was LINDEN point guard. It was tough. He was smooth. He was older, upper class.
Uh-huh.
He was tough. He was tough, real smooth. Just knew the game, you know. And I remember after the game, I saw he had like 17 and 10. I was like, oh, man, I want to get to that level to where the game just kind of looked easy for him. The reads he was making, and I know he was older. He was he was upperclassman, you know. So I would get there eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, so London Parentes was tough.
Mm-hmm.
In conference, I mean, we had some guards in our conference like Scoochie Smith from New York, Gaucho.
Mm-hmm. I remember him.
He was at Dayton, tough. It was another point guard from Rhode Island, Jarvis Garrett, small guard.
Mm-hmm.
Jaquan Lewis, VCU was tough.
Mm.
Oh my goodness, the 8-10 just and it's so just the guards that came through there. Shout out to Jonathan Williams too. He played at VCU. I played with him at
That's my boy. He played at my tournaments. He played for U-Turn.
Yeah. Shout out.
I gotta get him more, man. That's my young boy, man. I remember he played for U-Turn.
That VCU too. Tough guard.
Yeah, he did come out your year. Yep. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, my last question, man. Give me your New Jersey Mount Rushmore of high school basketball.
So this is all inclusive. Coaches, players, just people.
No, just players.
Players. All right, man. Players.
Give me your four that you saw in high school. That
So
you
like,
seen.
that
You
I-
seen.
I
Yeah, the four players that fit on there that you seen.
I seen Kyrie play. So Kyrie Irving.
Okay. All right.
Ooh, I saw who else I see. So that was what 20, yeah, around there. So I saw. I saw Michael Gilchrist play. Carl Towns.
One more.
I'm gonna put I saw play. I saw Kyle Anderson play.
That was a mean one. That was a mean one when they played against Gilchrist and them at the rack.
Chill. That hurt me when I saw that game, yo.
Kyle Anderson gave him that work. I was there too. I just gotta be honest. Kyle Anderson gave him that work.
I left the game like, yo, I was sad, yo, because I was young.
I was too. I think I lost. I think I had a bet or something going on that game. I think I lost. I think I lost the battle. I lost to somebody. I think I lost to Gary Battle. I thought St. Pat's would win, but when Kyle Anderson and them gave up that work.
Yeah, Miles Mack. Yeah, all of them. Yeah, that was
yeah.
Sure. Yeah, so that's probably my Mount Rushmore. Players that I seen for sure. Yeah.
Indeed, man. So Otis, man, Livingston Jr., I want to thank you for coming on, bro. This was definitely a great trip down memory lane, man. I'm gonna send you the full interview when I get done. I already had streamed it live on your dad's Facebook page. Then I'll send it over to yours, and I'm gonna send you the YouTube version, and then I'll be putting up clips of the interview as the weeks goes on. You're gonna probably get tired of me tagging you in them, but it was fun going down memory lane. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Appreciate you for having me on your platform, man. It's always good, and what you did for New Jersey basketball, was huge and should be celebrated and should be talked about. So thank you to you for providing that platform for so many kids to try to prove themselves and compete. So thank you, man. Give you your flowers, and everything you've been.
I appreciate it, brother. All praise to the Most High. I definitely appreciate it, man. Give your love to your father and your family, man. Tell them I said what's up, man, and I'll be in touch with you, little bro.
Cool, man. Love, wise to you too. Be good, be safe, be healthy. All right.
All right, no doubt, man. Peace, man.
Peace.
Another great broadcast, man, with Otis Livingston Jr., man. He went down memory lane. We had some fun, man, and I enjoyed it, man. Trying to keep my spirits up high after losing my friend, Francis, man, and it was tough, man. But having this interview helped me out trying to get my spirits up high. The Most High gonna help me out. Also, I hope you guys can tune in next week. We got another great guard coming on Tuesday, and we got another guard on Thursday or Wednesday or Thursday, possibly. You know what I'm saying? So this is Mike. Enjoy the rest of your night. Shalom.